Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since we've done anything. A lot longer than I had been planning. I kind of missed doing this, so I'm excited to get started up. Today we have Kona. So this one, all you really need to know going out into it is it's kind of a murder mystery investigator with some potentially supernatural elements, and we are in northern Canada in the 1970s. Outside of that, I don't want to say any more as we have a mystery to figure out. Alright, let's play. Northern Quebec, October 1970.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
Well, I'm in charge now. Alright, so here we are.
They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
Alright, so Hamilton is buying up the town, and we're working for him.
When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
Alright, the rest stop. Oh my gosh, my truck is quite loud. Alright, so, what are we working with? Got ourselves an empty bottle. So this game is a bit of a like a survival-esque game. I don't actually know how to. So as you can see, we have a couple of basic things to monitor here. We have our health. That'll be, you know, if we take damage from anything, that'll go down. We need to keep warm, and I believe this is a sanity bar. And then I think this means that we are visible right now because we're out in the light. Alright, we've got a phone. What is this flyer saying? Manistan, it will be good. Alright. Northern Quebec and its inexhaustible resources. The province of Quebec sits on an inexhaustible abundance of natural resources. Why not take advantage of this? Our valuable minerals could travel the world and reach places as far as Dallas, USA. Get involved and invest now. Quebec's economic might will be awakened. At the heart of the wilderness, the north is swarming with wolves, caribou, bears, partridges, foxes, snowy owls, and hordes of other majestic creatures that are every bit the equals of Africa's wildlife. We are the Africa of America. Come discover the north and experience a genuine white jungle. Wow, that's quite the interesting advertisement there. Oh my gosh, my truck is very loud. Might just be the game volume I have it at, but nice little flag up there, some totems. Exploration is going to be the name of the game with this one, just because at the end of the day, like I said, it's a survival game. Got some fire starters, and I didn't pay attention to what else I grabbed, but I'm sure it's helpful. Lac Atamipec. No clue if I said
Carl
that right.
was meeting his client at a store near this area. He was on the right track.
Alright, perfect. Can we move this out
never
of the way?
mentioned a road blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it. Still not a soul in sight. There was no point in waiting any longer. Carl had to figure this one out by himself. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business.
Carl left $10 for the cutoff chain. There you go. Attaboy, Carl. Oh my gosh, this engine is ridiculously loud.
William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another.
So Hamilton isn't the most well-liked.
The industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
What was that? Why did we... There was no reason to swerve out of the road a few hours later. That was a little dramatic, just gonna put it out there.
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Alright, got a little bit of a bonk on the head, it looks like. Alright, so real quick, Howard. Oh, Kona. Welcome. I'm not sure why it's called Kona. Is that like the name of the place? Do we have anything in the back? Draw. We have a fire starter. Well, that's not helpful. I mean, actually, it could be. We could start a fire, but... How are they doing?
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore. The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help.
A locked iron box and a photo of Isabel.
Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery language.
Isabel, you gave meaning to everything. When you disappeared, so did purity. I would defend purity against the winds, the tides against ice and blizzard. I mean, it looks like we're in the middle of one. I will say, where the heck did this come
deep
from?
In the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His
What's
life
the sign say?
depended on it.
Okay. Oh, I see a tower up ahead. Oh, and actually a cabin. Perfect. Well, potentially perfect. Heat sources prevent Carl from freezing to death and save the game. Alright, works for me. I like not freezing to death. What do we have here?
Better than he had
Chains?
hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more, and was now on his way to new adventures.
Alright, let's warm up a bit. Dang, that's a really warm fire if we're instantly thawing out. Oh, this is kind of cozy. So, part of the reason why we're playing this, Kona 2 actually just came out, and that was something I was interested in trying on the channel. So, I wanted to give this a quick playthrough, provide kind of some context for what we're going to be getting into, and then from there is nothing up here. Glad I walked all the way up. After we beat this guy, we'll go and check out Kona 2 and see how we like that one. Alright, with those chains, can I wrap my tires? Get out of this ditch? I can. Lay chains. Do I have to do the back also? Oh no, it did it for me. How kind of it. Carl is in bad shape and needs to heal his wounds. Oh, right. What would that be under? Consumable? First aid kit. Why do I have cigarettes on me? Are you a smoker, Carl? That's really bad for your lungs. Oh, I'm not driving. I was like pressing controls as if I was the one in control. Alright, wow. Visibility is just non-existent. Fantastic. Personally, I wouldn't feel very comfortable driving in conditions like this, especially if I've already been in one car crash. But hey, we have to make it to our meeting. Where am I actually going? I think... yeah, there's a map. We're in the Manistan
Spread out on a few
region.
acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
Alright, so... we have industrialists
running on fumes,
and
good thing that the
indigenous
general store was
peoples
close
out
by.
here. Oh. Loading a new region. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Lost control again. There's a truck over there. I should check that out. Rendezvous. Reach the general store. We did, in fact, reach the general store. We need gas.
Wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store. A milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
Can't unlock that.
Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Oh,
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close, that the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized.
wait, but who's gonna pay me then? Don't actually know why I'm even out here. Oh wait, right, we're investigating vandalism. Alright, beautiful picture of the body. Photographer, take a picture needed for the investigation. Very nice.
What could be inside that envelope? Carl was taken aback. He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service.
Mr. John Vo.
Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him?
That was what I was thinking. Place is a mess. You'll get paid by the Canadian Secret Service when you figure out his murder. Mysterious unbranded cans. Love me an unbranded can.
An explosion suddenly occurred outside.
Alright, I will explore this a bit further and then we can check out the explosion. Some matches. Customer
According to
credit.
that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though.
Open cash register. Yes, please. You just click sale. You have to like ring it up. It'll be $4 and there's no zero. How do you ring out exact? Oh, would you have to do like 4, 10, 10? I don't know. Does this work? Money. And a post key. I'm not gonna take the money. You're not a thief, Carl? Boo.
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
You know what, Hamilton? I have a frog in my throat, and when people have a frog in their throat, they do not take risks by going to work. Customers could catch it, right? I'm a wise man. Not to worry, I will have a nice doctor's note, which I'm going out to get right now. Sadly, in the meantime, I will have to close down the shop. Unless you would like to come fill in for me, I wouldn't dare advise you after all. You must know how it's done since it's yours now. With kind regards, your dedicated manager, Jill. That's not passive-aggressive at all. Phone's not going to work. Power's
The
out.
snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone.
Alright, first aid kit, that'll be handy. Why can I climb this side, but I couldn't climb the other side? 1 cherry wine. Dang, an entire bottle of wine? In the dark, it is recommended to use a flash. I am using a flashlight. Power's not going to work, obviously. A broken clock, how convenient. That's fine. I don't think we needed to know the time anyways. Alright, there's our body. We're just going to leave it there. At least it's cold. It'll help preserve the integrity of the body. No thanks, I ate too many of those in Korea. Beef jerky. I love some jerky. I think those are MRE versions of beef jerky, but still. Also, we served in Korea. Interesting to note. Power box.
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Alright, why?
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Okay, well then, turn off the garage. We're on the mains. Power's off. Now on generator. Alright, that doesn't seem like it's on.
Explained that the garage
I did not
and
mean
the
to click that
store
again.
couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
A secretary wouldn't be luxury here. By the way, this is just going to be a lot of reading. That's kind of the game, so just prepare yourselves. It's an investigator. Quebec's Klondike. Northern Quebec's economy is booming. The north of Shibugama area's population will soon reach 30,000 souls, among which thousands of happy families will be prospering thanks to the hard labor of their fathers, who will be contributing valiantly in expanding Quebec's national wealth. Mines and hydroelectricity, hunting and fishing, the true Canadian dream. Turn it into your reality now. The mines, a sector in full expansion. Did you know that since 1960, Canada tripled the amount of resource royalties it collects? Did you know that the country's true source of richness is lying under your feet at this very moment? The building of our schools and our hospitals depends on minerals, exploiting our resources, the road to our future. The 70s were a different time. People didn't care about conservation and whatnot. The general store also serves as a post office for the locals. Are those like little glass windows, or are there holes in there? I'm gonna assume that's so you can see if you have a package. Alright, we need to go and check out the generator. Oh,
Maintaining
wolves.
his composure, Carl
What the heck
recalled
is that?
something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears?
Valid question. Good thing you don't know. I think that's the fuel for the gas station, actually. What do you have here? Draft letter? Let it be known you're nothing more than a brigand,
Was
a
in the
robber.
air. Seems like some villagers barely tolerated each other.
A garbage hoarder, a viper, a leech, a monster. You're holding a knife at my throat. Too bad for me, but... But what? Anything else in the garbage? I'll check out that ice in a moment, but I want to look in the garage first. Start up a fire, might as well. Save our game in the process. Alright, nothing in the garbage. Alright, what are we looking at?
The crowbar was stuck under the lift. Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
You can't go full Hulk mode and lift it up? The cleanest spot in the area. That is a lot of cleaning supplies. What do we got? Some hardware, pliers. Ah, nice folksy tune. Alright, any more loot? Doesn't look like it.
Staring intently at the controls won't be enough to make that lift budge.
Yeah, I gotta figure out the power. Alright. Why wasn't the generator working? It was like right at the back of the store. Oh, I see the problem. How the heck did this happen?
Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw it.
Did somebody come and cut the wire while we were in here? So we want main store off and garage on. Look at us, little old puzzle masters. Not a very complicated puzzle, but perfect. Get some light in here. Make sure we didn't miss anything. I like how that light... I love the way developers use light to draw your attention. Had I not noticed that crowbar, as soon as I walked in, it would have drawn my attention to, oh, hey, there's something right there. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. Where was that lift control? Perfect.
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp. Surely it would come in handy at some point.
Alright, I don't know if we'll actually need the garage anymore, so I'm gonna switch the power back over to the main store. Although I think we've checked this out pretty thoroughly. I want to see what that ice is about, because that's a lot of ice. Why isn't the power back on? Oh, okay, I just had to turn on the lights. Why is there one light switch for the whole place? That dog, he barks at nothing. If you can't hear him, fantastic. If you can,
Carl
apologies.
was used to strange phenomena. But a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first.
What are... There's like invisible footprints. I saw the wolf prints, and they're in the picture. You can see them, but there's like extra prints.
Carl found a surprise at every turn. Was the camera faulty, or was there a possible lead?
Ooh, outhouse. Any hot loot in here? Ah, okay. Probably for the best we don't check that out.
Carl was beginning to know the store and its surroundings like the back of his hand. The seeker had sought.
Am I? It's news to me that I know the place like the back of my hand. Weird ice everywhere. Oh! Is that a snowman?
Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be. It looked like a man fossilized in ice. All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp.
No wolf could have done that. Yeah. Oh, it was a wolf. So, guy was out hunting, attacked by wolves. Mysterious
To all
journal.
appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary.
Mysterious journal, page 1. The beast enjoys long slumbers. Its sanctuary seems impregnable. Ice is everywhere. I need to exercise patience and wait for it to come out to think like a hunter. The beast often invades the settlements bordering the lake. It terrorizes the white people. They never see it coming, but they feel its presence, a cold dread grabbing at your innards. The beast excites the wolves, makes them more aggressive. One attacked me, I had to cut its throat. The blade digging into its flesh made the sound of a taut wire. The beast is getting closer to the villagers. It moves at night, bringing heavy snow and strong gusts of wind along with it. I tracked it to no avail. I do not know the white man frozen in ice, but I do know this. It is the work of the beast. Its attacks curdle the blood of its victims. White men know nothing of this force of nature. I touched the ice imprisoning the white man. I saw things, but I do not understand them. So, that would explain, when we got into the crash, it was like pretty mild temperature, but now we're in like a huge snowstorm, bringing heavy snow and strong gusts of wind. So that would be from this beast. Oh, there's more to show me.
What could these engraved numbers mean?
739.
A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl.
Alright, I will remember that. 739. This guy is getting attacked by a lot of wolves. I do not envy him, I will say that much. Gilles'
Carl
wallet.
had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he
Gilles
knew
Lachance.
who the unfortunate man petrified in ice was. Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself. That had to be the worst parking job ever.
This
Who
was
Carl
the
to judge, though?
truck I had
It
seen
may
at the
be
beginning. I
customary
forgot
to
about
park
that.
like that around these parts, or not.
Okay, so we'd gotten the post
The
box.
murder weapon.
Okay, found the murder
What was
weapon.
that doing there? Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on. Clever, but not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
It is as a citizen of Her Majesty and the free economic chambers of the world that I must address what follows to the proper authorities. The worst is happening at this very moment. I cannot write at length, but I am requesting immediate help from my country. I believe the free world is in grave danger. A member of my community, the Honorable... Oh, so Hamilton was about to snitch on somebody, and then he was killed for it. Well, I will avenge you, Hamilton, mainly because I don't have a choice. Oh, music's on now. Yeah, I think we've collected everything, so I guess we can pump up our car. Maybe get it to shut up for a minute because, my God, is it loud. Alright. Pump her up.
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gilles Lachance. Any good investigation would have to start there.
Alright, so first deals first, we would find Gilles Lachance. I have no clue which house that is. Like, how am I supposed to know which one that is? Okay, well, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call this first episode here. We have ourselves a case. We need to figure out who murdered Mr. Hamilton. Yeah, so there's definitely some supernatural elements at play, and we will look into those. I think we'll head I guess, south first, because it looks like there's 3 houses out that way, and that's the way we came from. Because the rest stop is down at the south side of the map right there. So we'll head back, and then, I don't know, we'll work our way north. With that, though, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all next time for some more Kona. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.